Okay, welcome everybody to the second video on pronouns. Okay, we saw the direct object, indirect object, subject, and reflexive pronouns and their double iterations last week. Today we're going to focus on other pronouns, so pronouns with prepositions, pronouns that are possessive, so yours, mine, demonstrative, these, that, and the relatives. Okay, well, I'll actually leave some of the relatives for the following day. And the following day will be in class, on Friday class, on the week 12 of our semester. So just very quick revision of what we did and to focus on when and where to put these pronouns, okay, where especially. We have to remember that all direct, indirect, and reflexive pronouns, and when they go together, okay, they always go in front of the first conjugated verb and after no if we have any. Okay, so if you look at this lovely infographic from Spanish by Skype, you can see that they do that, okay, normally. So number 4 and number 5, you can see that. So con imperativos negativos, no se lo des todavía, or in normal sentences, te las compré ayer. So in front of the first conjugated verb and after no, okay? But if we have imperativos afirmativos, so positive commands, okay, we are not going to put them in front of the verb. We're going to attach it to the affirmative command and it's going to go at the back. It's still going to be, if you have doubles, reflexive direct or indirect direct, if you have double pronouns. So tela, but they're going to be attached at the back, but only in the positive. In the negative, it comes back to the regular position. Okay, so la ropa, planchatela tú. You iron it yourself. So you iron it, la, yourself, te. Okay, you're going to see them coming up, also attached at the back when we have an infinitive, ar, er, or ir, alone, without a verb in front. So para comprártelo, in order for you to buy it, in order for you to buy it for yourself, that's what it says here, telo, debes hacer antes tus deberes. You need to do your homework first. Or in this, with the gerund, which is not very, you're not going to find it so much, okay? Pues para recuperar su confianza, puedes recuperar tu confianza diciéndoselo. You can gain his trust again, saying it to him. So itlo and se. So in ando or yendo, when they're on their own, you're also going to have them at the back. Okay. There's also the possibility of having them at the front, normal, or at the back. So when we do something like this, estar comprando, they're buying it for him. We can have them here, selo, or we can attach it at the back. And the same happens with the periphrasis voy a comprar. I can say voy a comprárselo or se lo voy a comprar, okay? Excuse me for the noise out there. So basically, that's what you have to do in terms of pronouns, okay? Okay, let's go to, sorry, I hope I'm recording my voice. Let's see at the end. So I'm going to just show you more here with the infinitives with ar, el, and ir. Okay, so you can have él me lo quiere explicar o él quiere explicármelo. María te va a ayudar o María va a ayudarte. Ella nos lo prefiere mandar o ella prefiere mandárnoslo por correo. Okay, él te quiere pedir un favor o él quiere pedirte un favor. So you can see that normally they're going to go in front of the first conjugated verb and after no. But if I have one verb like this, they can be attached at the back as an option. And the same with this. Él está construyendo el puente, él lo está construyendo o él está construyéndolo. El profesor está explicando la lección a los alumnos. El profesor se la está explicando, el profesor está explicándosela. Okay? And with commands, as I said to you, if they're affirmative, they need to be at the back. Hágamelo usted, hágalo usted. Házmelo, hazlo, but in the negative they go back to the regular position. No me lo haga usted, no lo haga usted, no me lo hagas or no lo hagas. And if you open the PowerPoint on Canvas, you can click on this activity and work on how to use them and where to put them. Okay? So let's move on and see the pronouns that work with prepositions. Okay? So prepositions are a list of words that you have in the screen. It's this finite group of words. A, to, ante, before, bajo, under, con, I have it marked because it's a bit weird, with, contra, against or versus, de, of or from sometimes, desde, always from, en, in or at, entre, between, hacia, towards, hasta can be until, but it can also be even, and when it's even, it's going to be weird. Durante, during, mediante, through or via. Para, I'm not going to translate it because you know the problems with it. Por, again, the same issue. They can be por, they can be by, they can be through, they can be for, depending on the context. Pro, I don't use it too much, it's been in favor of. Sin, without, sobre, on top, or about, tras, after, and versus, like contra, against, and via, through, or via in English as well. Okay? Según is not there. Incluso on is to say excepto with an O, sorry. So these three, according, including, and except, and menos is also used as except, okay, are weird as well, like hasta, okay. So let's look at the weird ones, okay, in the next slide. So with pronouns, with prepositions, we normally use the subject pronouns, except for me and ti. So as you know, we say a mí, a ti, a él, a ella, a usted, a nosotros, a vosotros, a ellas, a ustedes, okay? So you can see it in the sentences here. Están hablando de ti, no están hablando de mí, viven cerca de nosotros, Carlos quiere hablar con ella. But with the preposition con, me and ti become conmigo and contigo, okay? Some of you may have encountered the word consigo, but it doesn't mean with him or with her, it means with himself or herself. So be very careful because this one is even weirder, okay? And I have a link there where you can practice and more. But I want to go back for a minute and I have to tell you that hasta, según incluso, excepto, and menos, use yo and tú instead of ti and me, okay? So if I want to say even me, I say hasta yo lo sé. I know that, even me knows that. Or según, according to me, según yo, según tú, according to you, incluso, including, excepto, yo, tú, okay? So these four, hasta, según, incluso, excepto, and menos, are going to use always the subject pronouns, not me and ti, okay? So have a look at some of these sentences so you can see this in practice. Esto es un regalo para ti. Minions say para tú, so careful with the minions, because they do it wrong. Nosotros iremos contigo. Estoy enamorada de él. Están estudiando conmigo. Okay? And as I said, I've left some of the preposition exercises in this slide, burbuja del español, and in this slide with de Leora. Let's have a look at possessives, and this will be a revision of A1 adjectives. You saw them last year, and you also saw the pronouns, but we didn't practice them a lot. So, we say it's an adjective when it's followed by a noun. So again, in Sam's outline of a Spanish grammar, you can see that the adjectives, my, your, his, her, there, are me, tú, su, and then in the plural they're nuestro, vuestro, which is not here, I'll show you in a minute, nuestro, vuestro, and su, nuestro, vuestro, and su, okay? And the important thing is that this adjective agrees with the thing you possess. Not that with the person possessing, but with the thing you possess. So mi libro, mis libros, mi camisa, mis camisas, tu sombrero, tus sombreros, tu blusa, tus blusas, su coche, sus coches, su casa, sus casas. María busca su cuaderno. If I want to specify, because su could be him, her, and their, if I want to specify that it's his, I say busca el cuaderno de él. Okay. So here, su sombrero, su revista, you can say, it can be el sombrero de María, el sombrero de Juan, el sombrero de ella, el sombrero de él, el sombrero de usted. And en la revista dice la revista de María Elena, la revista de Juan, la revista de ellas, la revista de ellos, la revista de ustedes. Okay? Careful with nosotros and vosotros because they will also agree in gender. So nuestro and vuestro agree in gender with the noun, with the possessed thing. Nuestro coche, nuestros coches, nuestra casa, nuestras casas, and the same for vuestro, vuestro coche, vuestra casa. Okay? So I have one exercise here for you to practice this. Okay? I'm going to let you do it in your own time because this is basic A1 level and the answers are there. So do it if you want, stop the video and then you check the answers. Okay. Our main point today are pronouns. So the same as you can say my, you could say mine. So mine is the pronoun. Okay. And these are quite difficult to work with in Spanish. So mine is el mío or la mía or los míos o las mías. Yours is el tuyo, la tuya, los tuyos, las tuyas. His or hers or even theirs es el suyo, la suya, los suyos, las suyas. Nuestro and vuestro are the same, they just have the article. Okay, so look at the sentences. Yo tengo mi libro, no el tuyo. I have my book, no yours. Okay, so look at we use the article a lot of the time. Okay, we don't use the article when we say this is mine with the verb to be, ser or estar. Okay, aquí está. Well, actually, with estar we do, with ser only. So este es mío, esto es mío, this is mine. But with estar we could say aquí está el mío, here is mine, and we would use the article. So the article is mostly used with these guys. Carmen tiene su cámara, no la tuya. So Carmen has her camera, no yours. Aquí están tus billetes, ¿dónde están los míos? Aquí están tus maletas, ¿dónde están las mías? Okay. You have seen something similar, which is the relative cuyo. It comes from this set. It means whose. La señora cuyo hijo habla, so hijo and cuyo agree. Es directora de la escuela. El señor cuyas son maletas, agree, están aquí. Fue a sacar sus billetes, okay? So I haven't given you any exercises. I have one in the next one here at the bottom, okay? But I'm only going to give you an exercise. I'm not obsessed by you knowing how to use this, but you will hear the word, so at least you'll be able to recognize it when you're in Spain, okay? Just forget about the top here for now and look at this. Look at this exercise, okay? So we have replaced the italicized phrases, or mi cámara, with a pronoun. So tengo mi cámara would be tengo la mía, okay? Tu cámara saca mejores fotos que la mía could be la tuya saca mejores fotos que la mía. Yo tengo mis billetes, pero Carlos no sabe dónde están sus billetes. Yo tengo los míos, pero Carlos no sabe dónde están los suyos. Carlos busca sus maletas y mis maletas. So Carlos busca las mías y las suyas, o las suyas y las mías. Hemos vendido la nuestra, pero no vamos a comprar la tuya. ¿Dónde está el tuyo? El mío está en el parqueo. María prefiere el nuestro. ¿Tiene usted el suyo o el mío? Nuestros hijos o los nuestros no están con los tuyos ahora. Este paquete es el mío, or es mío. In this case you could omit the article, but the article wouldn't be wrong. El otro es el tuyo o el otro es tuyo. La nuestra es más pequeña que la suya y estas son las mías, ¿dónde están las tuyas? Okay. So as I said, I'm not too crazy about you guys using this, but because you're going to hear it in conversation like this, when people don't want to repeat the information or the noun, that's when we use pronouns. So I wanted for you to see it, okay? What you have at the top here is that a lot of the time after the verb ser, the article is omitted. So we say, aquel libro es mío, aquella casa es nuestra, aquellos billetes son tuyos, aquellas maletas no son tuyas. We would use it when we are really identifying this one. So aquel paquete es el mío, no el tuyo. So identifying it, okay? So again, if you want to go back and try the exercises, feel free. There's a few exercises in the book A2 that you had last year of this topic. So feel free to go back and do them if you want, and to ask us questions if you need to. And the last set of pronouns that I want to revise as this, that, this and that, this, that, and the other, because in Spanish there's 3. So the most important thing that you need to remember about this bit, they're called demonstratives because they point to things. So demonstrate, pointing, right? So what you have to remember is that in English you have this and that. In Spanish we have this, that, and over there. So a third length, okay? This is related to the Old Latin, near to me, near to you, and far from both of us. So it's the focus on conversation between two people, of interaction. So this is here, close to me, este, esta, so masculine and feminine. Ese is near to the person I'm talking to, so ese, esa. And far from both of us is aquel and aquella, okay? The plurals are estos, estas, esos, esas, aquellos, aquellas, okay? So me gusta if I can use all these words with nouns or without nouns. So I can use them as adjectives. Este colegio, esta casa, ese chico, esa chica, aquel chico, aquella chica. Or I can use them without them, and then they're pronouns. Me gusta I like this masculine, pero prefiero ese, but I prefer ese, that. Again, masculine. Sin embargo, aquel es mejor. So I'm not referring to the thing because we've been talking about it, so I don't need to do it, okay? So this is the important bit of this 3. What we haven't told you, or what's not in this lesson, is that for these guys, there's a neutron. So I could have something, a third column here, that said esto, eso, and aquello, in the singular, okay? The neutron only happens in the singular. So esto, eso, and aquello. When I use those, I mean a situation, an event, a whole series of things. So I cannot use gender because it's not just a one single thing. It's all that. So for example, I walk into a class and there's a fight and I go, no me gusta esto. I don't like this, the event. So I use esto, a neutron for that. Or someone gives me something and I don't know what it is. No quiero eso. I don't want that. Eso. In the neutron, because I don't know the name for it, so I don't have a gender for it. Or aquello que me dijiste, aquello que me contaste, all that stuff you told me about. Aquello. So neutron because it's a series of events, or a series of stuff that happened, okay? So there is a neutron for these demonstrative pronouns. So finally, I've given you an exercise as well. It's more about, so you have it is ese, aquí is here, so it'd be always este, and allá is over there, so it'd be aquello, okay? So just looking at the sentence and adding it. If you want to stop the video again and try it, do it, and then the answers are going to show up here. So esta novela es interesante, pero prefiero esa. Aquellas casas son más pequeñas que estas. Este carro cuesta menos que aquel. La otra playa siempre tiene más gente que esta. Estas maletas son mejores que aquellas. ¿Cuántos libros he leído? Estos, esos que tiene usted o esos y aquellos. De las novelas que he leído prefiero esta y estos hoteles son tan modernos como aquellos. Okay? So hope that helps a little bit. As I said, next week in class, we will be doing the relativos to revise them and also the different verbs that you say and lee. Okay? Thank you, guys.